Let's imagine, just for a minute, that the AI hype is all real. White collar jobs will disappear. Surgeries will be performed by robots. Uber, Lyft, truck driving, package delivery, lawn care, all done by drones or some other kind of machinery. The question isn't whether this will happen. The real question is, what will the world look like if it happens? It's dystopian to think about, and it's not a world I want to experience. But if we're being honest, some of this will happen. So for a few minutes, let's just sit back and imagine what the world might be like if we don't slow AI's roll. Now, the AI hype promises some pretty utopian scenarios. Less stress, more free time, cheaper goods, no boss to answer to, which alone sounds pretty good if you ask me. But we know it won't be all rainbows and unicorns. So this is what I think really happens if we continue to let AI reshape our society. For one, authenticity will become invaluable. We'll crave human-created music, art, film, content. Real things will become hip and in demand. Frankly, I think the push for this has already started, and I, for one, am a giant fan. I love it. Next, I think community will replace productivity. And there are a few things around that. For one, I think no work means we can live anywhere we want. I think people will migrate from the city to rural areas. Maybe they won't start a homestead, but they'll move to small towns, or maybe they'll move closer to home, where they grew up. And wouldn't that be nice? I also think we'll get back to nature. I think camping and outdoor activities are going to boom. I mean, we saw this during the pandemic. I mean, space at campgrounds was at a premium. So you might want to book your spot now or maybe buy a campground. And then I think local festivals and block parties. I grew up with block parties. They were great. I think those things are going to bring us together, bring back community. I think this is where we might actually stop texting as much and actually talk to our neighbor one-on-one. I mean, that's crazy. Can you imagine that? People talking to people in person. Next, I think doom scrolling may come to an end. I think physical hobbies are going to make a comeback. I think people are going to want to hold a real book in their hand, learn an instrument, play guitar, learn to weld, learn to paint, make a film, all sorts of new things. So maybe now's the time you stop delaying and maybe learn how to ride that motorcycle. Next, I think work will just morph or mutate. I think freelance work is going to boom. Why? Because I think AI is going to screw up more than we expected, at least in the early years. And look, you're probably an expert in something right now. So I would register that LLC and be prepared to hang a shingle because I think work will come. I think teaching, community teaching, will take off. After all, someone's going to have to teach us how to weld, how to paint, how to learn an instrument, do all sorts of things. So I think work will be there. It'll just morph into something different than what we do today. Now, if you're one of those still officially employed by a company, I think some of those folks are going to get a little dumber. I did a video on this, and I'll put the link in the description. But if you're offloading your work to AI and you're not engaged at a cognitive level, some parts of your brain will start to atrophy. And while that's not good for you personally, it's also not good for our society long term. But here's something I never considered before doing this video. AI may unintentionally end up bringing us humans closer together. Now, I'm sure there are more things I can mention, and maybe there'll be a part 2. I'd love to hear your feedback and your thoughts on what society might look like if AI isn't slowed down. Personally, I think AI is more hype than not, but it's already had a big impact on our society, and I suspect it's not done with us yet. We humans need connection, meaning, community. And in the future, we may need to find new ways, maybe using the old ways, to get it. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to our next conversation.